Hello, sweet souls. This is Dani Palacio, and I welcome you to a Waking Moment podcast. I am excited that you are here. I've got some definite information I want to share with you. I'm feeling like there's a lot of energy stirring in my life, so I can only imagine that's true for everyone else because we are not separate. So collectively, we move through energies and themes and concepts. I'm going to, at the end, do a little energy transmission, offering you some distance energy healing for you to receive if you so wish. So hang in there. We are at the beginning of October. I'm recording on Saturday, October 4th, and this podcast will go live on Monday, the 6th. And we are right 3 days from a full moon, and it's a super full moon. So when you look at the moon over the next couple of days, and particularly on Tuesday evening, it may look bigger. It may look closer. It may look more lit up. That's what a super moon looks like, feels like. And so it's in the sign of Aries, which is the first astrological sign. And so it's the beginning. It's the beginning. Aries energy is, let me be first. Let me go out. Let me drive forward and just bulldoze my way through, because that burst of life-giving energy kind of propels them. And we all have Aries in our chart. So if you don't know anything about astrology, just know that somewhere in your astrological birth chart, there's Aries. And that's the place where you're going to get activated this full moon. So if you do know astrology and you know your chart and you know where Aries sits, go look it up, because it's going to give you some insights to some of the questions that I want to talk about today, because it's beyond being in Libra season and having an Aries full moon. Set that aside for a moment. And human to human, heart to heart, soul to soul, this energy that we are living in, no matter where you are in the world, it doesn't matter. It's asking us to say, who are you? To contemplate that question deeper. The month of September was all about identifying old ways of being, old patternings, old identities that really don't fit. Like, it's like if you've lost 15 pounds and you try and put on that double X large shirt, it's going to look crazy stupid on you because it's huge. And the same is true if you've gained 15 pounds and you try and fit into your skinny jeans. They're not gonna look so great. They may not even fit. Like, they may not even be able to close if it's buttoned. I use those examples because every day you wake up and every day you put on your jacket. And that jacket is the jacket you've been putting on for, let's say, a good 20 years. It's worn out. It's out of date. It is probably falling apart. Buttons, zippers are broken. It's not looking so good. And if we could have that magic and say, hey, look at me. Look at my emotions. Look at my belief systems. Look at my desire of where I want my life to be. Who am I? And more importantly, are you sabotaging yourself? Are you getting in your own way? Because here's something. I've been taking a lot of online classes lately because when I go through a who am I phase and what's not working in my life, I like new information. I like to contemplate different ways of interpreting, different ways of shifting my perspective to be able to really see myself, because it's hard. I don't want to say that too much because it's worth it. It is challenging. And in some way, it's the only thing you can't see. You can look in a mirror, like I'm recording, so I see myself on camera and I can see that today my hair looks all right and I've got different glasses on than normal and I'm wearing a new t-shirt, Our Lady of Guadalupe t-shirt, which I will link the company that's making this and so many other amazing products. They're just beautiful. It's called Mi Vida. And so I will put the link in the summary notes and I'll try and tag them in my social media posts as well, because they are a female-owned, amazing group of Chicana women that are proud and are making products to help everyone embrace their inner warrior, that divine feminine, that power within. They're very affirming. Okay, so who are you? I had to ask myself that question. Who am I? What's going on? And through the grace of the universe, through compassion and understanding and deep unconditional love for my highest and my most expressive part of who I am, I had a real deep cleansing. And I had several experiences over the course of the last probably 5 or 6 weeks that have not allowed me to escape. I shared a little bit about my dad in the last episode and his health issues and me having to step in as caregiver and how challenging that is. I have talked about the divine plan many times, and I have always asked, am I in alignment with that divine plan? Because I want to live in alignment. And the newness for me is I don't want to just be in alignment. I want to be the divine plan. I want to be on it. I want to be in it. I want only things that are of it, not in alignment. So my focus and my desire has narrowed because now it's a single path, and it's a path that every decision, yes or no, super simple. Divine path, yes or no, not alignment, absolute. So those are some really simple examples. The deeper pattern that was shown to me, a pattern that I have had, it feels like eons, honestly. You know, I believe in past lives. I read the Akashic record, which is your soul's history, your light record, your energy record of your soul's existence in any and all incarnations. And so I had to sit like, how old is this pattern that is becoming more and more identifiable? And a long, long time. So this life is my opportunity to break that pattern. And so here's the pattern, because I think you will probably resonate with some of it, if not all of it. As a woman, as a little girl being born into a Mexican and Irish family, so mixed race, in a very small town in Minnesota, the youngest of 3 children, I came into this world with all kinds of thoughts, beliefs, hopes. I pretty much always had my spiritual knowingness. I used to see spirits when I was little. I used to talk to flowers. I used to capture animal like insects, frogs, salamanders, and I would sit with them because they were fascinating to me, but they also energetically somehow supported me. I didn't understand it then. And throughout my life's journey, I became conditioned. Certain experiences happened and they stunted me. They traumatized me. They told me that I wasn't. And growing up where I did, how I did, my dad did not sit us down and tell us to be proud Mexican family. He did not do that. He had all his reasons. We were not taught Spanish. I was living in a very small town, which was mostly Scandinavian, honestly. It's Minnesota, for goodness sakes. So, you know, the Swedes and the Norwegians and the Germans, they all had, you know, their culture. There were even parades and things that I used to participate in. So for a long time, I thought I was that. I thought I looked like everybody and I thought I was like everybody. But slowly, as I grew up and I started to recognize things, I started to doubt who I was. I started to feel like I didn't belong. I became a heightened, sensitive individual to protect myself, to stay safe. I'd read the situation. Is that person nice? Is that person going to help me? Is that person going to hurt me? I would assess the situation unknowingly in a lot of ways. Fast forward to adulthood, I struggled with self-worth. I struggled with belonging. I struggled with fear of abandonment. I struggled with not feeling like I'm good enough. I struggle with external validation is the only way for me to know I'm alive and that I'm wanted and that I am good and that I am enough. And over the course of my healing and spiritual journeys, I have been able to let a lot of that go. And I came into a place of knowingness that I am loved. I am born from unconditional love, and I am that. Nothing can change that. I am beautiful. I am powerful. My voice matters. And my desires are important. This pattern that was uncovered in the last 5 weeks was a deeper reckoning of that. And I have always said I'm a recovering people pleaser because I felt like that was the only way to survive. And so the pattern is my need for control. I think it's human. I think we all have it at some level, but it no longer serves me. It actually sabotages my future. It limits my ability to receive love. It limits my ability to experience gifts and beauty and joy and pleasure if I'm constantly in control. And I worked a job for many years where control was rewarded. And this pattern of being a control freak also happens to align with my Virgo sun sign. I've got actually a lot of planets in Virgo. So I'm super analytical. I like to have data. I like to be organized. I like to have a plan. I like to know my next step. And in spiritual worlds, that doesn't go at all, right? Like when you're in the flow or a journey with spirit and you're doing ceremony, you go where spirit tells you to go. You go into experiences because that's the next thing that you need to look at. And when I'm in session with someone, and whether it's remote or in person, I'm always asking, divine will, not mine. Show me the way. Where are we going? What are we doing? What does the soul need, is asking for? It's time for them to whatever. And then I do what spirit says. I do what their spirit team is guiding me to do. I see and feel and hear energy, spirit, past lives. So many times in a session, I see a situation as the person on the table as a little person, right? A young little boy, a young little girl, and the energy that they grew up in. Like I often get a lot of that information. So this time it was my time to really look at all of that for me. And it just so happens that I spent the month of August, late July and all of August, writing a book. It took me about 7 weeks to actually allow the book to come through. And I do feel like it was guided by my spirit team. It is a memoir, so it is about my life. And I am working on getting it published. And that has me now in end of like middle of September to now, deeply looking at standing in the truth. This whole podcast is about that, right? This whole podcast is saying, discover your truth, speak your truth, love yourself, honor yourself. You're the priority. What else? Over and over, these are my messages to you guys. So this is not new news. And the pattern that needed to be broken was letting go of control. And systematically through many, many experiences, I was offered opportunities. Some people call them tests. I don't know. Sometimes it felt like that. But can I let go? Can I let go of what I think? Can I let go of what I planned? Can I let go and let God? That's not a new phrase, but it's one that resonates right now. Can I let go and trust that everything that's happening is divine plan? Yes. Even all the stuff with my dad, all the frustration, all the agitation, because I felt like I was going backwards into a pattern of servitude, even though that's why I'm here, is to be of service to humanity and to the planet and to animals, right? So it's like, why does this one feel so bad? And the truth, you guys, was I don't need to control my dad's life. My dad is aging and he has every right to be sovereign and to do and be who he is. And as much as I love him and I want the very best for him and I want him to have good quality of life, it is not my choice. And it is not part of my divine plan to put him first. So that broke it down. And then plans change. They always do, right? Like you have the best intentions. Oh, I'm going to go here. And then by this time, I'm going to go start this. And then by that time, I'm going to do this. Do you know how many times I've written out a piece of paper and outlined my day by the hour? By 11, I'm going to be doing this. And by 1, I'm going to be doing this. And then I don't meet that because the flow of the day shifted and changed. Like I sat down to record this episode 2 hours later than I thought I was going to be doing it. So, but I got a lot done and I feel really good about it. So can I let go of control? That is my question. For this super full moon coming up on Tuesday, how else can I let go of control? And I want to be in a place of willingness because what I do know is that if I'm struggling, if I'm pushing against what is being asked of me, it will get hard. Things may happen to force me into something that I don't want or force me into something that takes away the control. Because if I'm not willing to give it up, and this is the next step in the divine plan, that I need to let it go and be in flow, be in trust, have faith, know that all is happening, know that every situation is adding to my life and is helping me become the person that I'm meant to be, even though I may not know who that is. I mean, even that, I have to let go of that. So here's a fun little fact. I had taken an online class, and this woman, M on the Brain, I will link her Instagram for you all because I really love this woman. Like, she's so sparkly and she's so like matter of fact, and she's got all the science, all the degrees and all the science behind her. So she's super believable, and she can tell you certain things about how the brain operates. And one of the things that I heard her say that I wrote down on my notes and double checked before I started recording was the brain, if you don't make goals or if you don't decide the next step, if it's too small, if it's okay, the brain won't put time and energy to it. Like it just won't, because it's like status quo. But if you believe and you dream big and you say, I'm going to write this book and it's going to sell millions of copies. It has the potential to do that. And maybe I'll be a New York Times best-selling author. Maybe I won't, but I'm going to be wildly successful by getting my story out, by sharing and connecting with everyone that comes across that book. Like, that's a big dream. And I can even hear my I can hear my own critical voice saying, it's pretty big, Dani, and you just said it too. You recorded it. Yeah, I did. And yeah, it makes me nervous. And yeah, it makes my whole body kind of get hot, which tells me it's the appropriate dream to dream versus, I hope I can sell a couple thousand. Wouldn't that be nice to you know, I don't want to play small. So my dream is it's going to sell millions. And I'm not sure what I'm going to have to do for that, but I am sure that my spirit team and the divine are going to tell me how to do that. And I already know it's not going to be traditional. Like, I already know that it's not going to, there's so many lists of things that the publishers talk about, like you need to have this and you need to have that and you need to be this and you need to be that and you have to have this and you have to have that. Some of that's probably really true, but when it is meant to be, it becomes. I don't know how else to say that. And that is the truth, and that is the faith I'm having. Also, identity. So who are you? I recently had this awareness where I have struggled with eating sugar. I can go off of sugar for weeks, months, and then all of a sudden I find myself back eating sugar. It's not like I ever give it up 100% because I don't believe in that. But I stopped eating candy and I stopped eating sweets like cakes and donuts and cupcakes and that kind of stuff, right? And occasionally I'd have some chocolate, which is great. Maybe I would make a healthy dessert, like a fruit cobbler, fruit kind of oriented baked dessert. But I was sitting asking myself, why do I do this? Why is this pattern so repetitive? Because it's something that I know I don't want. And I know that my body feels happier when I'm not eating a lot of sugar. And I finally heard myself say that sugar is an enemy. And that's my identity. I am a person who eats sugar, and sugar is an enemy. My identity is that I eat sugar. My identity is that I'm always going to be chubby. I've lost so much weight over the course of my life. At my highest weight, I was 267 pounds and miserable and eating like crap and feeling like crap. And over the course of those years, I lost chunks of weight. And even in the last 6-7 years, I've lost a considerable amount of weight. And yet it's not good enough. My identity is that I am a fat girl. And you know who gained the weight? My 13-year-old self, because she had to survive. And those 50 pounds that she put on, that I put on when I was 13, they still linger energetically. They still feel the weight of them still, because my identity hasn't changed. I do not identify as a thin girl. I do not identify as a height. What is it? Height and weight proportional? I'm not that. I do not have an identification that says healthy. I don't. And it's a huge missing piece. And I've not solved that. I have not figured out how to change that identity. I do know that it has to do with some limiting beliefs that I have that I know that I can shift. I also know that I have to dream up who this new identity is. And that's going to be through words, through color, through maybe even getting some magazines and doing like a vision chart, like putting out images of my new identity is, because my new identity is not my old identity. I'm not a corporate marketing communications manager. I don't even know, but I'm not that. I am an entrepreneur. I am a healer. I am a being of service. I am an author. I just finished a book and I printed it so that I could see it and edit it, obviously. But here it is, right? And so it's printed. It's right here, and I'm in some editing processing right now to get it ready. Out to the world. So all these new labels, which, I'm always shy from, but all these new labels will help me identify who I am. And then I will step into that new jacket. I will put on the new jacket that says, I am a successful writer. I am healthy. And my body is at an ideal weight for my body. And I am beautiful, and I am wanted, and I am seen, and I am safe, and I trust. Therefore, I do not have to be in control. I do not have to be in control. So I share all of that because I hopefully have sparked something within you to say, who are you? And what identity are you identifying with? Because whatever identity you're identifying with is exactly who you're going to continue to be. And now I know the truth of that. So to help you, I want to offer a discount on my services, which I don't like doing actually. But I sat with my spirit team and I said, how many sessions would someone really need to make a pivotal shift? Oftentimes clients have asked me, do I need to come back for another session? And I have always said, trust your intuition. Your body and your spirit will tell you if it's time to come back. And that is true. But here's the thing, when you're intentional and you have a direct intent around something, 3 sessions, every couple of weeks, 1 to 3 weeks, you could do any of those, right? You could do 1 session every 3 weeks. So imagine in 9 weeks, you could be very different. You could have let go. Could have cut cords. You could have had downloads to shift your energy and your frequency to be that next identity of yourself. And so 25% off, basically. It's 3 sessions for $350. I normally charge $155 per session. So you're saving a lot of money. And you're also giving yourself a beautiful gift of support to get to that next identity, to get to that next level of freedom, sovereignty, self-love, self-compassion, So please reach out. You've got to pay for it up front, and you need to book all 3 sessions because it's set then. The exchange has happened, and we know exactly when we're going to be meeting because it helps the energies of your life support you through that process. So think about that. We're moving into the holiday season. Maybe this is an early holiday gift. Maybe your birthday's coming up. This is a beautiful, generous gift to give yourself. And it can be remote and it can be in person. So I hope you consider saying yes to that. Okay, now, what's next? Did you see how I had to ask my team because I'm not really allowed to outline these anymore. I'm allowed to jot down notes and see where it goes. Did not know I was going to say all of that, but I'm feeling really happy that I have I don't know, stepped out into the light. So please share this episode with your friends and family. I really need to grow my platforms and it's part of the book process and I really need your help doing it. So take your friends, forward it on, please. Okay, let's take a moment and let's get still. So no matter where you are, if you're driving, please don't do this then, but come back. I'll mark it in the summary notes and you can click straight to this moment. But I want to offer you a little energy, a little love, and I'm going to be using smithsonite. It's a beautiful crystal. This particular one came from Mexico, and so it resonates with me very deeply, and it's helped me on my journey. And it's really beautiful purple blue, and it supports people. It supports people in being more comfortable in their body. It clears the sinuses and the thalamus gland in support. It's also very spiritual because it's purple. So it's dealing with your third eye, your intuitive self, connection to spirit. And it's just a lovely energy. So if you're not watching, no problem, right? You can always look it up later. But I'm going to be using this crystal in my hands. And as I do, I'm going to be sharing it with you. So I want you to be able to receive. So please say yes. Consent is super important to me. And you can always come back and listen to this again when you are ready. And if you really enjoyed it and you want to do it every day, come back, download the episode. I allow people to do that. So right now, take a deep breath in. Feel the breath come into your nose and down your esophagus and into your lungs. Maybe even imagine it moving into the belly, down into your hips, even into the lower belly. Allow that breath to soothe and calm and relax. And on the exhales, just let it go. Just out your mouth, let it go. Let anything that got shifted, got stirred, anything that's not in alignment with who you are, that is not true to the core of your essence. You don't even have to know what it is. Just be willing to let it go. So breathe in and exhale. And we ask that our hearts connect even deeper, that our eternal connection at a soul level is remembered. And whoever is listening to this moment, know that you are seen and you are loved. Know that you are not alone, that you are part of everything and you have a dedicated spirit energetic team who loves you, who has nudged you along, who has supported you, has guided you. Whether you can feel them, see them, or know them, they are there. They are present. And you can ask them for help at any time. If you believe in angels, I do. I believe that there are energetic beings as angels that serve a particular role, and also angels that are dedicated to you, to support you, to fill you with light. So take another deep breath. And as you breathe, let these words come into your body. Let this frequency and energy that's being sent out to you fill you with love. Release what no longer serves, opening up your heart your mind, connecting you to the divine. Breathe again. Breathing in love, breathing in possibility. Savor what that feels like. And on your exhale, let any doubt, fear, insecurity go. You're safe, you're seen, and you're loved. That is eternal. You do not have to prove yourself to anyone, let alone yourself. Who you are is beautiful, is powerful, is enough. So now let's work on the lower part of the body, because we don't like to actually spend a lot of time down there, right? The root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus. Like these three chakras are always the first ones that kind of jump ship energetically, or we shut them down is kind of the more appropriate way to say it. So I want you to place your hands on your belly. If you're comfortable, I invite you to place one hand on the belly where your belly button is and the other hand over your genitals. And this is important because we have demonized and over-sexualized our genitals. But they're beautiful and they actually have a lot of energy and they help us ground into our body to be fully embodied. And they also help us connect to this earth that we are currently living on. So as you do that, as you hold those places, feel the warmth of divine acceptance enter into your beingness. Feel the heat melting the detached, unrecognized aspects and qualities of your solar plexus, belly button, your sacral, your sexual organs, and the root chakra, which is starting at the perineum. And these beautiful colors, they're the colors of fall, really. They are yellow, orange, and red. And if you look out the window, if you're in a fall related place, you're going to see those colors. So ground to fall into yourself, fall in love with yourself. Breathing in, imagine those areas, your belly, your pelvic bowl, your root chakra. Breathe and expand, exhale, anything that's not love. Let it all go. Let the stress go. Let your control go. Let your need to define what is and what isn't to either fully release or at least soften, right? So all of that energy is coming your way as a blessing for you to take a moment to honor your body, honor your spirit, and step into a new moment with more love, more clarity, more joy, more possibility. I thank you for being here. I thank you for allowing me to share and receiving it. But mostly, I want to thank you for saying yes to be born and being here right now. Your life and presence, your energy matters. It's necessary. You're not just here for shits and giggles. You are here because your frequency is needed in this great time of transition. We are going through personally, environmentally, politically, world, earth. We are going through huge transitions. Things are changing, shifting, dying, being born. Like it's always that way, but it's kind of really intense right now. So I hope that this has soothed your nerves a bit. I hope that the conversation today has given you something to think about, ponder for your own self. Who are you? What is the identity? Is it time to take that jacket off? Is it time to book a session? Is it time to love yourself even more? No matter how much you love yourself, this is what they keep telling me. No matter how much you love yourself, you can love yourself more. And I sometimes am like, I don't need to hear that right now, but it's so true. So I'm passing on the wisdom to you and I'm working on it as well. So I love you all very much. I'm so grateful to be here with you and I wish you a beautiful next moment and until the next time.